The lessons of lost superpowers. The stories of the Hittites, the Songhai, and the Khmer remind us of something profound. No empire lasts forever. Even the most advanced, the most powerful, and the most wealthy civilizations eventually face decline. But their legacies, whether in treaties, knowledge, or stone temples, continue to shape us today. So next time you hear about the rise and fall of nations, remember, the world has seen it all before. And perhaps, centuries from now, our own empires will be just as forgotten as those of the Hittites, the Songhai, and the Khmer. Thank you for joining me on this journey into history's hidden giants. Have you ever wondered how entire empires that once ruled vast lands, commanded armies of thousands, and shaped the destiny of civilizations could simply vanish into the shadows of history? It almost feels impossible, doesn't it? To imagine powers so mighty, so influential, just disappearing, leaving behind ruins, legends, and unanswered questions. Today, we're diving into the forgotten stories of three once mighty superpowers: the Hittites of Anatolia, the Songhai Empire of Africa, and the Khmer Empire of Southeast Asia. These were civilizations that dominated their worlds, yet most people barely know their names. So, sit back and let's explore the rise, the glory, and the mysterious fall of these lost superpowers. The Hittites, masters of iron and diplomacy. Our first forgotten empire begins in Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, over 3,000 years ago. The Hittites were among the very first great powers of the ancient Near East. They built cities with massive fortifications, developed advanced laws, and even pioneered the use of iron weapons at a time when most civilizations still relied on bronze. But the Hittites weren't just warriors, they were also diplomats. One of the earliest surviving peace treaties in human history, the Treaty of Kadesh, was signed between the Hittites and the Egyptians after a battle that could have decided the fate of the ancient world. That treaty still survives, carved into clay tablets, and copies of it are displayed even today in the United Nations building in New York. Yet, despite their strength, the Hittites vanished. By around 1200 BC, their empire collapsed, possibly due to invasions, internal strife, or the mysterious sea peoples who swept across the Mediterranean. Their cities were abandoned, their language faded, and for centuries, it was as if they had never existed. Only in the 20th century, when archaeologists uncovered thousands of clay tablets, did the story of the Hittites finally return to the world. The Songhai Empire, the forgotten African giant. Now, let's journey to West Africa, to the banks of the Niger River. In the 15th and 16th centuries, the Songhai Empire was not only one of the largest states in African history, it was one of the most powerful empires in the entire world. Centered in the legendary city of Timbuktu, Songhai controlled vast trade routes that carried gold, salt, ivory, and knowledge across the Sahara Desert. Scholars from across Africa and the Middle East traveled to its universities, making Timbuktu a hub of culture and learning. The rulers of Songhai commanded armies of cavalry and war canoes, projecting their power across thousands of kilometers. In its golden age, Songhai was wealthier than many European kingdoms. And yet, by the late 16th century, it was gone. A Moroccan invasion, armed with gunpowder weapons, crushed Songhai's traditional armies. The empire fragmented, and Timbuktu fell into decline. Today, many still imagine Timbuktu as a mythical place, without realizing it was once the center of one of the world's great civilizations. The Khmer Empire, builders of stone giants. Finally, we travel to Southeast Asia, where the Khmer Empire rose to power around the 9th century. At its height, it controlled much of modern-day Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. The Khmers are perhaps best remembered for Angkor Wat, the largest religious monument ever built. Carved in stone, surrounded by moats and temples, Angkor Wat is not just a building. It's a symbol of human ambition, artistry, and devotion. But the Khmer Empire was more than architecture. They engineered massive reservoirs and canals, creating one of the most sophisticated water management systems of the medieval world. This allowed them to feed a vast population and maintain a powerful state. Yet, even such brilliance could not last forever. By the 15th century, Angkor was abandoned. Some say climate change disrupted their water systems. Others point to wars and invasions. Whatever the cause, the jungle reclaimed the city, hiding its temples until French explorers rediscovered them centuries later.